morning you guys, and welcome to today's video. Today we have a kinda interconnected content with our TikTok channel, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited to make this kind of bridge between the two. So this idea came up on a very viral type of content on TikTok, mostly on BookTok, and I was really excited because I thought it could be quite a good video for YouTube, and honestly, here we are. So hopefully you will like this content, because today we're gonna be talking about the 10 before the end, which means the 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year 2025. I'm not gonna lie, half of these books are already pre-selected from our Christmas TBR, and I'm gonna keep to those books because I chose them with kind of this content in mind. So I'm really happy with those choices. So those 5 books are staying. However, we have 5 other books that I just chose for our list, and I'm super excited. So without further ado, if you are comfortable in your seat, you want to come along in this journey, and you have a snack or beverage, let's get on with this video. To start, I'm gonna show you, and we're gonna see just a little bit for one more time, our Christmas TBR. So we have 5 books. One of them is a NARC that was sent to me, and it's on my Kindle, so it's not a physical copy, but we have these 4 books. So we have The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score, we have Holiday Ever After by Hannah Grace, we have The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore, and then we have Good Spirits by B.K. Borrington. These books were really well chosen, and I'm really happy with my choice, but I wanted to add a few more bits and pieces, and wanted to add some more, I don't know, a variety of books to my list until the end of the year. There's a few books that I really wanted to read, and those made it to my list. Also, there's a few other series that I really want to get into, and other books I really want to get into. However, I decided to wait and keep those for 2026, and then I'll make a video, so it's secret until then. But there's a few series and books that I want to read in 2026, and they're gonna make the first 2 months of reading of next year, and I'm super excited. So let's take a look at what is going to be our next 5 books of this new journey. So the first book that made it into this list is a very special book for me. I absolutely love this series. I absolutely love this author. So I'm super excited to tell you that the first book was Freeing the Wild by Paisley Hope. This is book number 4 of the Silver Pine series, and honestly, this is probably one of my most favorite series of all time. It's a cowboy romance, and I don't think cowboy romance is very end of the year Christmas themed. However, I really wanted to get into this book because I just love this series so much. I haven't read the back, so you're gonna get my first reaction, because all of the backs and the summaries of these books, I have not read them, so I'm gonna read them to you, and we're gonna see what each book is about. I also got this one on a special edition, just like the other 3. So my goal is going to be to put them all next to each other with the sprayed edges, and it's just gonna look so pretty. So the cover is a normal cover, it's just a sprayed edge that it's different, and this is a deluxe edition in the UK. On the cover you have the 2 elements that's gonna mean something to the story, just like in the other 3 books in the series. So let's take a look at what the back says. Escape to the Wild West with sizzling cowboy romance that will leave you breathless. Rising country star Casey Spencer's music career is just taking off when tragedy strikes mid-tour. Seeking solace, she retreats to rural Kentucky to escape the spotlight and visit her family. Haden Westbrook, the charming heartthrob of Laurel Creek, only wants one thing: a peaceful life tending to the Silver Pines ranch and his rescue horses. But when free-spirited Cassie hurricanes back into town, his world turns upside down, especially since the last time he saw her ended with a steamy night in his truck. Ooh. Tea. They had promised then it would be a one-time thing, but now, as Cassie and Haden spend more time together, their undeniable chemistry reignites. Casey's stay at Silver Pines was meant to be temporary, but as her spring fling turns into something deeper, can Hayden convince her to stay? So we are already loving it. I haven't even got to read the book, but I already know it's gonna be amazing. I'm hoping for a 5-star book. And honestly, I'm excited. So we are starting off in a good foot. So let's see what we chose for book number 2. So for book number 2, I decided to change a bit of the genre of the books that we are reading. I recently finished an arc in a dark romance section, and honestly, I missed it so much that I knew that I wanted to have a dark romance next up in my list. And this one, I have high hopes for it. So we have Beth Bishop by L.J. Shen. She's the author or the co-author of My Dark Romeo, My Dark Prince, and My Dark Desire. And you guys know that I absolutely loved those books. It's quite a controversial opinion, but I did love those books. Sometimes the nicknames were weird at times, but honestly, the story was there and I really enjoyed it. So I knew she was coming up with this book. I don't know what it is about, but I really wanted it, and I got this version from The Works. The cover, it's absolutely amazing. And then I opened it and I'll show you what I saw inside. I was absolutely shocked when I saw this. Can you see this art? It's so perfect. Honestly, I was gagged. And then you open the bag and you have this, and it looks perfect. And then it says, "I would stop the night from falling if darkness scares you, Lila." Oh my god. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. And then in the front says, "Once upon a time the devil fell in love with an angel." And it's already tea. So let's take a look and see what it says in the back, because I haven't read it. So let's start. "He's deathless. She's trying to find a reason to live. Lila, my innocence was ripped from me one fatal night under the starless sky, resulting in an unwanted teenage pregnancy and a secret the Camorra must bury. So my father decided to hand me off to the highest bidder. The lucky winner, Tiernan Callahan, psychopath extraordinaire." T. Already T. "The Irish mafia prince wants me for all the wrong reasons: alliance, money, prestige, and war. I am but a pawn in his twisted game. The man who sits on the throne of his enemies, scolds, thinks I'm a weakling. Little does he know, in this chess game, the underdog wins. Because the thing about bad bishops, they protect the good pawns." Oh my gosh. Okay, this sounds about everything. Honestly, this sounds good. And then at the end says, "A dark age gap mafia romance book, perfect for fans of Navessa Allen and Bryn Weaver. This is the first book in a steamy romance series. Society of villains. Those who play the game always meet their match." Oh, I didn't know this was going to be a series. I'm intrigued. Oh gosh, I'm so intrigued. I am so intrigued. This sounds absolutely right up my alley and so good. So I think for as long as choices go, we are in a good path. So let's see. It's actually going to be as good as I think it's going to be. So let's move on to book number 3. I'm actually going to do book number 3 and book number 4 in the same time, because they are part of a series and they are both on the same series. So we're gonna have 2 books that I really want to read, and it's part of a series that I was really kind of 50-50. I was not 100% sure if I would love it. I liked it, but I didn't like it enough to give almost 5 stars or 4 stars. So I'm hoping this is going to improve the series. The series is not bad. by any means. From this series, I just needed a bit more than it was given. So we're gonna read Seeing Red by Bailey Hannah, and we're gonna read Change of Heart by the same author. So this is in the series of, let me try and see if I can remember the name, Wells Ranch series. So this is the Wells Ranch series, and I read the first book, which was Alive and Wells, and I enjoyed the book. I just felt like I needed more from the book than it was actually being given to the reader. So I got the other two books because I really want to see how the rest of the stories go in the series. There's also a fourth book, which is At Wit's End, coming out on the 2nd of December of 2025. So I might get into that one if I really like these two. So again, I don't know anything about the backs. I just know they are from the same series, and this one I suspect one of the characters. I don't know who's the other character. This one's, I have no clue. So let's read both of them and see what we think. So from Seeing Red, it says, she lives by the rules, he lives to break them. And again, it has like the elements, I would say, and items on the front that are related to the story. On the back, it says, all Cassidy Bowman wants is one night of reckless and to get back at her ex. Cassidy has strict rules. She doesn't date locals, she doesn't sleep with men she isn't dating, and she doesn't do anything that might jeopardize her good girl's reputation. But after a run-in with her ex-boyfriend and a few too many drinks, she's ready to buck those rules and get revenge. Ooh, and the red in the book is giving revenge. It's giving Red by Taylor Swift. Just saying. Then it continues saying, local cowboy Chase Red Thompson has never met a rule he didn't love breaking. With a tarnished reputation, brash attitude, and decades-long crush on Cassidy, he's more than willing to go along with her plan. One night together that they'll never talk about again. Until two peak lines threaten Cassidy's rulebook and both of their reputation. Oh, so this is an unexpected pregnancy. Oh yeah, there's like the baby. Oh my gosh, there's the dummy and the baby bottle in there. Oh, tea. She doesn't want a relationship with the rough and tumble cowboy. Well, who doesn't? And he knows he's not good enough for Wells Canyon's sweetheart anyway. Being nothing more than than friends and co-parents should be easy, but lines blur and rules, well, sometimes they are worth breaking. Oh, so this is giving tea. This is giving more tea than the first book. Okay, I'm not gonna take a look because I don't want to take a single peek inside, but this is actually promising. So actually, I'm happy with this choice. So let's move on to book number 4. So in the front says, he broke her heart once. Can she risk him doing it again? So I'm guessing this is a kind of a second chance romance. So 5 seconds of honesty. Wells Canyon is the last place Blair Hart wants to be. But her mother's illness leaves her no choice except to return to their hometown and traumatic past she spent 13 years hiding from. Her run-in with the boy who tore her life to pieces is inevitable in a town like Wells Canyon. But that doesn't mean she's prepared for the way Denver Wells can turn back in time with a single smile. 13 years ago, Denver's world crashed around him. Since then, he's done everything he can to outrun his demons, until a flash of brown hair knocks him from his saddle. But if he wants her back, he will need to prove he can be the man Blair needs, the same one she used to love. Oh, gosh, I was waiting for that part. With 1,000 sticky notes worth of responsibilities, Blair doesn't have time to shift through their messy history and resolve things with the man who is determined to be in her life. And Denver's going to need more than a cowboy charm and 5 seconds of honesty to convince Blair he's worth a change of heart. Honestly, not as tea as Seeing Red, but still tea. And I'm not the biggest fan of second chance romances, but I'm willing to give it a try. And blue does kind of scream second chance. I don't know why. In my head it does sound like second chance. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super excited. Okay, I'm really excited now to get into this book and the other 4. So it's gonna be complicated because we only have 5 more weeks and I'm working. So I'm not really sure how well this is going to go. But at least we're trying, and we are now gonna move to book number 5. Last but not least, we have book number 5 on our series. I got this book and honestly I didn't want this edition, but it's all they got. So we got it. This is a recent release by no other than Anna Wang. Oh gosh, you already know what I'm going for, and honestly I cannot wait to get into this book. So we have The Defender by Anna Wang, and this is the series. I don't exactly remember the name, because I know we have Kings of Sin, Twisted, If Love, Gods of the Game. That's the name of this series. We have the first one, which is The Striker, and I read that one and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And we have like this kind of purple, I'm not sure if you guys can see, but it's like the purple version. And this one is going to be in blue. However, the works only had the dark side version, and I got all of those editions. It's special editions from the works for the Kings of Sin, and I love it. However, I did not want it in this series, but they didn't have anything else and I couldn't find the book available at that day that I bought it anywhere else, so we got it. So again, I do not know what this is about. I know it's a sports romance, and I think we needed kind of a different kind of trope in this list. So let's take a look, let's see the back and see what's about. He has to play by the rules, but for her he'll break them. As the captain of a Blackcastle Football Club and one of the highest paid athletes in the game, Vincent Dubois should be on top of the world. Cocky much. But when his fame brings danger to his doorstep, he finds himself in a worst nightmare scenario, secretly sharing a flat with his coach's daughter, knowing full well she's far too big of a temptation for him to resist. Coach's daughter romance. Okay, so we are on to something, but again, it's Anna Wang. When his new living arrangements escalate into a bed that throws them even closer together, he realizes he's in deeper trouble than he thought. He's always played to win, but for her, he might just risk it all. Who doesn't want to hear that? As a sports nutritionist and the daughter of the legendary coach Brooklyn Armstrong is used to dealing with the hotshot athletes. However, no player gets under her skin like Vincent, her best friend's infuriating, cocky and gorgeous brother. So also a brother's best friend, or vice versa, a best friend's brother. So T. She left California hoping for a fresh start, and he's exactly the kind of distraction she doesn't need. Now he's sleeping in the room next to hers while her career is up in the air and her defenses are crumbling. Girl, no matter how many sparks fly between them, a relationship between the captain and the coach's daughter could never work, could it? So again, tea. All these books have so much tea that honestly, I think I made the selection perfectly. So I want to start it now. Right this second, like finish this YouTube video and start this second, but we can't, okay? We still have to finish the one that we are reading, but I want to jump into the 5 of them at the same time. So, so this is going to be complicated. Which one I'm gonna start next? I think I'm gonna stick with my kind of list that we did, starting with Freeing the Wild, but this is the 5th book in our series, and these are the 10 books for 2025. I'm not even sure if I'll be able to finish this series, at least this list, but I'm gonna try. So I don't think we're going to be able to fit anything else into any of this list, but this is our last book and I think it's a perfect selection. So these are the 5 new books that we added to our 2025 list, and honestly I'm really excited for the end of this year. It's been a rough year, so I think having a good selection for this last month, it's going to be incredible. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read 10 books. Probably not, but I'll do my best to read as much as I can. Honestly, I am happy with my selection, and I hope I can hear about your 10 before the end in the comments. So if you have them, if you made this list and you dropped into this trend back on TikTok, please let me know and drop it in the comments down below. If you like this kind of content, give it a thumbs up. I honestly loved so much doing this selection for you guys, and I thought it was so much fun. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited to see what we can get into, and I think for the last month we might do like reading vlogs for the Christmas list and reading vlogs for my 5 before the end, which are going to be like the 5 books left on our 10 before the end list. So we might start getting into reading vlogs, which I've never done before, so I might be onto something new and I'm excited. But without anything else to show you and without anything else to say, if you like this content, give it a thumbs up, and if you like anything book related content, just take a look at my TikTok account. I post there daily, and if you like anything related to my personal life and you want to get to know me a little bit better, just take a look into my personal Instagram account. But for any book review, more in-depth book reviews really, just take a look at my Goodreads and also take a look at my Fable. I post on both daily, and honestly I have so much fun with you guys there and just catching up and discussing our books and putting posts about books in there. Hopefully I will see you in the next video, and we're gonna have so much fun until the end of 2025. I love you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye!